Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue unpacking doublets. And today's doublets, if you learn Chinese a little bit, you probably have seen this word, or character to be specific. Okay, so this looks like two moons next to each other. And okay, two moons next to each other. We Earthlings all know there's only one moon. So how can you make in ancient Chinese two moons next to each other? Okay, if you've been following the channel for a little bit, we came across the origin of this shape. There was one that looks similar to the moon, which is crescent shape with energy or light coming out of it. That's the original moon depicting. So it's really pictograph. However, there was another one that looks like omega sign with two streaks. That means dry meat hanging up mostly in that shape. And eventually the two kind of look closer and took closer, right? And then one just take over the other, wipe out the meat symbol, and both now looks like the moon. So it could be two pieces of meat next to each other, especially when you know what this is. Friends, two pieces of meat. Okay, that's a little bit too. Even we put in contemporary living context, two friends, two pieces of meat, that's a little bit hard to imagine what that could be. It turned out it has nothing to do with meats. It's another transformation of ancient rendering of two strings of cowrie shells, which is the ancient currency. And there are two exactly same length and therefore monetary value connected on the same string, I guess like two strings, and then they're connected side by side. So that was péng. It was originally a monetary storage that everybody knows, and then keep money in that way. Eventually, that cowrie shell was out of the history. New technologies, I guess, as soon as metalwork exists, and then the government control the economy, control the people, right? They have to control the currency. So the cowrie shells was thing in the past. And this character already was created, and it was repurposed and reshaped. As you can see here, it's almost like the two sides of it got connected. Therefore becomes this two horizontal lines when the top is already connected. And it looks like a moon, right? And to differentiate from the moon itself, and also to keep the original meaning of two strings of money, then two of them put together becomes a pair. Things that kind of equal value. And okay, it's interesting to know that this monetary term was used on friends, and in contemporary context, we would regard a friend as something that's okay. I guess there is real friend or deal friend, right? Transactional friends is one type of friends. So I guess in that sense, it's relatable. Ancient Chinese already regard that and made a friend's character from that. Eventually, this péng used in many of expressions, and you can see it often pairs, like its partner, friend's partner friend, friend's friend is another friend. So I have to ask, but like, what's the difference between péng and you? I never thought about this. And we saw it yesterday in this pair imagery. And that's like two right hands, one after another. This is two strings of money connected together, linked. So both of them comes from the sense of is a pair of them. Two of them connected together. Well, the two hands are like two individuals, so I guess it's not connected, but this money is definitely connected. So what's the difference? Well, Peng, this type of friends are more like alumni relationship, means people going through the same process, same institutions, same place of work, right? If you graduate from the same company, you're alum of that company. If you graduate from school, alum from the school, and that's Peng. It's like by proximity. You were placed together, your life's paths crossed, and that's Peng. And 有, right hand, one next to another, it means by choice. You may not come from the same school, place, religion, all kinds of setups of human specialness, but you're kind of can collaborate and interested in take on something. Therefore, both of you are reaching out to your right hand to do something. So that means you share the common passion, interest, hobbies, and that's the 有. So in that sense, almost like a Peng, it's not by choice, it's by proximity. And 有 is the one by choice. You can select who becomes your 有 versus Peng, just given. You graduate from the same place, kind. Okay, 狐朋狗友, we use two animals here. Fox, dog. So now we know Peng and 有, right? In this expression, it was not differentiated. Well, I'm not actually sure because, okay, 狐朋狗友, 狐 fox as Peng, alumni, and 狗 dog as 有 the real friends. I guess one is this 狐朋 probably is more like transactional friends, right? And therefore 狐 is more calculating. In Chinese understanding of the animal, foxes are scheming, calculating. They're not like faithful, versus 狗 probably is the more faithful kind. Regardless of what's your economic situation, they're not really here to make a deal with you. They are here because they like you, they support you, you share something in common other than money related. So that's 有狐朋狗友, two types. Or it could be no differentiation. Both animals give you the sense of you have a mixture of type of friends. And 狐朋狗友 almost like you have a diverse group of friends, both foxes and dogs. All right, 亲朋好友, 亲人, like your bloodline, share the same lineage, genetic settings, and that's 朋. So here it makes sense, right? Because you just come from the same family by proximity, not your choice. And 好友, 好 means good friends. That's the ones that you made a choice to be with. So 亲朋好友 describes both situations, that these are your people, either from family or from the real friends, the ones you really enjoy to be with by choice. Okay, 高朋满座 here talks about, I guess in a hierarchical society like in China, 高 means higher status. 朋, so even if you may graduate from the same school, eventually, career-wise, people may have different trajectory, right? Different earning capacity, different social status. And 高朋 simply means that you came from the same place, but somebody is higher, 高 high status, friend, alumni, okay? 满座 filled the seats. So that describes a situation where, okay, it's a social networking situation. And you're kind of humbly describing here, 高朋满座 means in this occasion, I'm so honored to have your high status friends fill my seat, my dinner table, something like that, to kind of compliment all your friends, like high achievers, and you like to hang out with them, something like that. Okay, 朋 here. I'm not sure these are interest friends or alum friends. Just by their age in similar group, that's more like alum friends, more like 朋. Thank you for your time. See you another day.